Hi there, welcome to Module 4, Teaching or Learning. Plan for learning. And note I say plan for learning instead of plan to teach. Teaching is what the teacher does, learning is what the students do. When I first became a principal, I'd enter to observe a teacher and take reams of notes of what the teacher was saying to the students. I have since learned and read from other researchers to focus on what the students are saying and doing, not necessarily what the teacher was saying or doing. This concept is called a look for during classroom observations. And what is the principal looking for when they observe a teacher teach? I had several, but some of my favorites are: does the teacher greet the students at the door? Remember last module I said that was kind of an underrated piece of important work for classroom management. Does the teacher use bell work to get the students working and thinking as soon as the late bell rings? Do the students know the objectives of the lesson? Is the objective obviously linked to a district or state standards? And more importantly, are they able to articulate where they are in meeting those objectives? That concept is one of the most significant to use to increase learning. Do kids know what they're supposed to learn? Do they know where they are in relation to the target you've set for them? Is the teacher able to get the students' eyes and ears on when requested? When will students be on their feet, up and moving around, and even not necessarily even on their feet, but when will they display movement that is for the purpose of learning? When will the students have the opportunity to collaborate with each other about the material? Is differentiated instruction evident? And is there some sort of exit ticket or strategy of formative assessment used to wrap up the lesson and ensure bell-to-bell instruction at the end? Do you note the link between an effective lesson and classroom management? Those things they're really inseparable. They might be looked at in different ways or as different things, but they're really so closely intertwined as to be inseparable from one another. As we discuss how to build a lesson, we also discuss the creation of an environment where good learning can occur. Pedagogy and management are not separate things. Please, if you take nothing else from this module or this class, that's something to be a good takeaway. Pedagogy, the way that you teach, and management of a classroom are not separate things. They are very intricately intertwined. There are many styles. There are types of examples of lesson plans from which to choose. I don't think one style will work in every setting. I tend to prefer for my own self the Madeline Hunter style plan, but there are many other plans that are out there. The veteran teacher learns to use the lesson that fits the learning outcomes. And in general, there are many ways to format a lesson. An effective lesson is a triangle between the objectives, instruction, and assessment. Hopefully, when a teacher accepts their teaching position, the faculty is able to offer them current curriculum guides linked to state and local standards. The teacher must begin with the end in mind, and we'll speak to that in future modules. This means starting with the assessments and desired outcomes before deciding what and how to teach. And that seems maybe the opposite of what you should do, but that really you do need to figure out how you're assessing first, and then you blend your instruction to that. But again, we'll talk more about that later. Once the assessments, rubrics, and outcomes are articulated, the teacher can begin the lesson plan. A strong lesson contains lesson objectives, which begin with verbs. In this module, you will explore the link between a well-written plan for instruction and student learning. You will also pick the brains of a school leader and a veteran teacher, and as in all the modules, you will compile what you have learned into a PowerPoint that will build as this course progresses. Have a great day, take care, and if you have questions, let me know.